Hi, my name is Robert Nakayama, and this is my technology integration assignment for TEP 558 and my technology integration assignment as well. The instructional strategy I'm going to talk about is surface area with realia. I'm planning on becoming a geometry teacher. The description of this strategy involves students formulating their own ideas to calculate surface area based upon prior knowledge of two-dimensional area. Students are going to use objects to pick out shapes and objects that are directly related to their previous knowledge. The activity involves vocabulary, and especially in terms of naming three-dimensional shapes, and can be connected to prior knowledge. It'll be taught because the teacher, by the teacher reviewing prior knowledge of two-dimensional shapes. They're going to be asked to recall formula for calculating the area of each. Students will then be presented with the concept of surface area, how much exposed area exists on a solid object, and they'll be broken into assigned heterogeneously assigned groups and given an object from a box of realia that the teacher has collected. I would suggest cans of soup, paperweights, boxes, and whatnot. Simple shapes should be used for this activity, so don't use spheres or anything like that that may be conceptually difficult for this stage of the lesson, since it should be taught at the beginning of a unit. They'll also be given a list of key vocabulary that will be used to describe the shapes throughout the unit. Students in the groups are going to be asked to identify the shapes and see the two-dimensional figures that compose the exterior or the surface of it. For example, a cylinder will be associated with two circles, and a rectangle and whatnot. Students are going to then use the formulas to come to a conclusion about what the formula would look like to find the surface area of that object. For example, with like a can of soup, surface area would be two circles, the top and the bottom, and a rectangle for the outside of the cylinder itself. During the time that students are working this out, teachers are going to go from group to group and provide additional support. The concepts are abstract, but they'll be scaffolded with prior knowledge and vocabulary integration to make it to provide an opportunity for students of mixed language ability to maybe peer tutor each other in their groups. For the classroom, students are going to be able to reference their notes from the past to get the formula for the two-dimensional figures. They're going to use diagrams from past lessons as visual cues. Students are going to be grouped heterogeneously again, so that peer tutoring can take place, especially for ELLs. The activity should take one 50-minute period and provides the foundation for a unit on three-dimensional figures. Students in their groups need to record their findings so they can share it at the end of the class. That'll give students an opportunity to practice academic language, not only in the group setting, but in public speaking setting. Vocabulary associated with physical objects should be provided to the students so they can make associations when remembering the formula for each object. Students should be in their small groups and presenting findings at the end so they can become comfortable not only in that social setting again, but also presenting to the class. Not only are they going to be building the vocabulary and their conceptual understanding of the solids, but they'll also be able to use these words in regular conversations outside of the class. So having their students share their findings about the objects, they can see the thought process of their classmates and use critical thinking. It's going to lead to a future lesson about creating three-dimensional objects with perhaps construction paper, straws, and masking tape. That activity, students would use measurements and dimensions of their paper or straws to translate formulas into numbers. Of course, realia is the key to this particular strategy. Well, I hope this will help you instructing students in terms of surface area. Again, my name is Robert Nakayama, and thank you for taking time to listen to the podcast.